Tier 11 World Boss Extermination. Alright boys, welcome back to another Bit Here's video. Today we are talking about the World Boss Extermination in Tier 11. We're going to go over all the loot, but we're going to start off on exactly telling you how to do it. So here is my guide. Again, it is a guide. You don't have to completely follow this, but it's going to get you through if you do. Tier 11, Heroic. In the top corner you see the 20k TTS. That is your team total stats. So if you add up the total stats of everybody on your team, and it is a 3-man team, you should want to be around 20,000. More is obviously better. If you're a baller, you can do it with less. But this again is a guide. So tank in the front, damage / healer in the middle, bait tank in the back. I don't suggest a pure healer because you're not going to have enough damage to actually kill stuff. These enemies have a lot of healing. And if you don't have enough damage to kill them through their healing, you're going to be here forever, or you're just not going to be successful. So you want typically a damage player with a healing pet will get it done. The tank is in the front because the biggest attack in this adventure is going to be an attack closest. There is an attack closest damage self skill, and it does a ton of damage, so the tank goes in the front to take that hit. And then there's also attack furthest. The mythic boss has attack furthest. I think there's another attack furthest in here. So you need a bait in the back. If you just have super crazy total stats and you outgear, you could probably get away with two damage players. However, there is some attack weakest in here as well. So tank, damage, bait, that's my suggestion to you. And the stamina here is a pretty straightforward guide. So that is up to you. You do what you want to do, but that's going to be successful. So going back into loot, 2 mythic items in each world boss. Let's talk about those right now. Mythic item number 1 is a mythic headpiece. Damage received from non-redirect. So from non-redirect, ricochet, or bouncing attacks deal 5% damage. Unless I'm incorrect, and we all know I'm never incorrect, that never happens. I'm reading this as 5% damage reduction from non-redirect, non-ricochet, or non-bouncing attacks. That's the way I'm reading it, and that's the way that it seems to be. The problem with that is if you're a tank, your job is to get hit by stuff. Your job is to get hit by stuff. Unless you're solo, you're doing solo content, and then you don't have redirect on because you wouldn't redirect in solo content, and you can't get ricocheted or bounced in solo content. So if you want to have a mythic for soloing stuff, there you go, 5%. But it doesn't really speak to me. Now, fortunately, it's tier 11. We have a lot more sources of damage reduction, so if this bonus doesn't have 100% uptime, it's not going to completely wreck you. You'll still be able to, do your thing. But I wouldn't seek this bonus out. This bonus does not shine to me. Speaking of bonuses that don't shine to me, while at full health, gain 5% damage reduction. We're talking about the mythic main hand from Extermination. I'm not in love with this. We recently had a legendary triangle rune come out that has this bonus. It's like 8% if your health is full. I'm okay with the rune that has the same bonus because there's no other really good option right now at the time of making this video for the downward facing legendary triangle rune. The relic or artifact, I forget. So I'm okay with the rune having that bonus because there's nothing else to really put in that slot if you want damage reduction. However, this mythic main hand is competing with all the other mythic items that give you 5% damage reduction. And if you're doing difficult content, such as, I don't know, heroic world boss, if you're doing difficult content, you will take damage. You're going to take damage. Whether you're the front tank or the back tank, you will take damage. So the uptime on the skill is not going to be great. And then if you're doing easy content and your health is always full, do you even need the damage reduction? You're doing easy content, doesn't matter. So difficult content, really high trials and gauntlets, heroic world boss. Right now, as the new tier starts and everybody's trying to gear up, you're taking a ton of damage there as well. So this is not going to help you in raid. So I don't like the bonus. I don't like it. I don't like it. If you see somebody with the cosmetic, feel free to send me a picture of it because I haven't seen the cosmetic yet. But let's talk about the skills. I predicted that we were going to see a healing and shielding self skill because we had heal self, tier 10 gave us shield self, so the natural progression there looks like a heal and shield self. I love this skill a lot. It is a 0 SP shield, so if you run into the I keep calling it misery. If you run into the mystery set, you know, this bonus is going to be effective because it's ignore defensive bonuses on shielded targets, but you're probably never going to run into this, not often at all. Unless I'm totally wrong about that. But so I wouldn't worry about that. This skill is still awesome. The skill is amazing. I love this skill. Strongest enemy, very high multiplier. Drain health from all enemies. This skill is one of the reasons why I was able to get through the Gremlin dungeon. I used an axe that had a drain health skill. That's kind of specific to Gremlin, so if you don't care about ancient dungeons, it doesn't really matter, but it was good. If you hit 3 or more enemies, this thing is going to heal you up. So you're getting tons of heals. You're also doing a good amount of damage. Deals damage to a random enemy, attacks 2 times. So on a tank, I don't really want multi-hit skills. I don't think there's any benefit to having multi-hit skills on a tank because to me it's just another chance to proc a defensive pet. If an offensive player has multi-hit skills, it's a chance to proc their pet, your attack pet. As a tank, I don't really see a benefit from hitting 2 times. But whatever, just if you don't like it, don't use the skill. And then a 2 SP attack weakest enemy damage self skill. It's got a good damage multiplier on it. It looks good to me. So up to you if you want to use it. Again, when I'm able to get my grubby hands on it, I'm gonna add in. I'll edit into this picture somehow the chance to use all these skills. We call it the skill weight. What is the weighted value chance of you using each of these skills? I will find some way to edit them in, but it's based off your SP and stuff like that. So I'll make a separate video if and when I get my hands on that information for people that really want to know what the autopilot's doing when you're not looking. So all in all, I do not like the bonus. I'm not really in love with the skills. They're okay. I really love the first one. Everything else is just, it's alright. Courage. The current, at this moment, this is the final set in tier 11. Courage. Main hand appears to be a staff, necklace, and ring. That's why they're organized in this way. This is how it would look on your character. Main hand, necklace, and ring. The bonus, skills that cost SP deal increased damage. So I've talked about this before. I'm not in love with this bonus because it doesn't buff your pet proc. It doesn't increase your pet proc, and you're using a lot of 0 SP skills that are not going to benefit from this. So you're not getting this all the time. It is 10% instead of like 4%. So compare this 10% to 4% dual strike. What's better? 4% dual strike or 10% skill damage? That's up to you. That's your preference. But I'm not in love with it. But I think in the future, since we see this bonus on everything now, I think that maybe there will be some sort of build that just has a ton of SP skill damage and you can just like spike damage a lot of stuff. It might be fun. Looking at the 3-piece bonus, team SP regen increased by 25%. That looks really, really, really juicy. I'm going to wait until I see the math work out on this, on if it really, really matters. But let's say you have 1 or 2 people on your team that have this, and then somebody else has this 4-hit skill off of the new Mythic Blaster. Are you going to be able to pop this skill off a ton and make a lot of use of this? I don't know. I need to see it tested. I need to see the numbers. I'm not certain. So the way that it works in game is you regenerate 50% SP every turn. So when it's your first turn in combat, you're going to have half of an SP and you'll do your 0 SP skill. Then your second turn, you'll have 1 SP and you can choose to use a 1 SP skill. Then your third turn, you'll have 1.5. Your fourth turn, you'll have 2 SP, and so on. There are a handful of ways to get more SP regen. Agony increases your regen by 10%. This increases your regen by 25%, which this basically makes Agony kind of null and void, unless you can fit Agony in with this. I don't think Agony and this fit together, but it might. Maybe it could. And then you have things like Necrosis, which is a chance to proc SP. You have the Gale Rune, which is a chance, which gives you more SP if your health is full. So There's a lot of numbers to run. I want to hold off and see if this is really exciting or not, but it looks like fun. Let's look at the skills. 0 SP shield team, 0 SP attack random, 1 SP heal team, 1 SP attack all, 2 SP res target that you can use once per raid or per adventure. So how do I feel about this? The revive skill is cool. I think the autopilot can use it because I know the autopilot can use the mount skill. However, I build my team so that people don't die. Things do happen from time to time. You get bad RNG, you get crit, whatever. So it is nice to have this, but in reality, this is only really saving you a potion here and there. Maybe this could be clutch if we're talking about like a world boss scenario, but I just told you guys that in Extermination, you need high damage or you won't be able to kill the enemies through all their healing and shielding. If you bring a tank, a healer, and a bait to Extermination, you won't kill anything. So you can't use this skill in its most important sense. You can't use it in Extermination unless it is a tank that is using this. Unless you have a tank using this weapon, that would be the only way to fit it in. So maybe you have like a hybrid tank healer or something like that, or the bait tank is kind of a healer or something. But as far as like the damage character or replacing the damage with a healer, it's not going to happen. You might be able to squeak it in Melvin Factor, but honestly, I think you'll have more consistency, you'll have better success rate, you'll have faster clears. A lot of time, clear speed is the most important valuable. Once everybody has top tier gear, clear speed in Heroic World Boss is what's important. So it's kind of funny that this item that comes from World Boss, you're not going to use this item in doing World Boss. But this might be valuable in a new ancient dungeon. It might help carry people through raid if they're having a difficult time in raid. Heal team is going to have some value in the raid, but again, as soon as you have a team with max total stats, the damage that you take in raid is not going to matter. You're not going to notice the damage, and I'll talk about the raid damage, the raid bonuses, and things that you're fighting against in a future video. But if you want to carry other people in their raid, you can use this skill. There you go. If you are wearing a pet that is, when you hit enemy, the attack all skill is going to proc your pet a lot. However, the person wearing this might consider to have a per turn pet. A pet that goes off when it's your turn, not per hit. Because what's probably going to happen is you're going to do shield team, heal team, shield team, heal team, shield team, heal team. And if you're doing that back and forth to just pump out massive sustain, if your pet is when you hit an enemy, your pet is never going to go off. So a per turn pet or a balanced pet makes the most sense here. You could wear a balanced pet here. You could put like a balanced legendary pumpkin on or something. That would be kind of fun. So you're getting a ton of team sustain. This weapon is going to shine in 5-man content. It is not going to have much, if any, value in 3-man content. So Trials and Gauntlet, this weapon's not going to be valuable for you. Extermination World Boss, you're not going to see value. However, this might be what you need in the new Ancient Dungeon if it's just a very difficult dungeon. You just spam shield team, heal team, shield team, heal team, but we'll see. Looking back at the set pieces, you might say, well, you know what, Gav? I like the bonuses, but I don't like the items. I'm going to put on Starweave, and I'm going to take off the staff, and I'm going to use whatever weapon I want. And I'm going to tell you that you're not going to do that, because you can't. Because this is main hand, necklace, and ring, you can't use Starweave to take off the weapon. The way that the ancient Starweave ring works is you can make the Starweave a ring, or you can make the Starweave a necklace, and you could replace one of these. But you can only replace one set piece. So if you're already replacing one of these pieces with Starweave, you cannot also replace the weapon. Ah, gotcha. You didn't see that one coming. So, if you're already replacing the ring or the necklace with Starweave, you cannot replace the weapon. You can put a Starweave on and then wear 3 pieces of another set to combine this set with another set. You can do that. So if you want to use one of like the healing sets, you could pair this with the set from Dungeons. That way you're getting 40% damage. 40% damage bonus also buffs your healing and your shielding. So if you wanted to do that, I'm sure there's better combinations out there, but just using this as an example, you get 40% healing and shielding. You would lose shielding on yourself, but you're pumping out so much sustain. You could do something like that. You could use Arsenal. You could use maybe Lumi set. I forget what slots that Lumi is. So, hey, healer build's on the way. This is going to put out a massive amount of sustain for a 5-man team. I don't see any value in any other content other than that. But let me know what you guys think. And that wraps up all the loot at this moment. I will do a video talking about the familiars, and when I eventually get these stat weight skills, excuse me, the skill chance weights, whatever I'm trying to say, the chance for your autopilot to use each of these skills, when I get that, I'll cut that in a separate video. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.